Hey everyone, it's Richard Metalfan here, bringing you guys a brand new 2019 album review. And today we're going to be looking into an album from a band, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch some hell for and lose some subscribers, but I really don't give a fuck. And as you can see below the title, today we're going to be looking into the new album, Beautiful Oblivion by the band Issues. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Issues, they're a metalcore band based out of here I live in Georgia, in Atlanta, and these guys have been around since 2013. I discovered Issues probably around 2015, 2016 or so. It was like right after they released their 2014 self-titled album, which I thought was a pretty cool album. And for me, Issues is kind of like different from a lot of metalcore bands. It's like they have that stuff, but I also incorporate a little bit of like new metal, kind of like stuff like akin to like Slipknot or early Linkin Park, and even like some weird R&B stuff or pop stuff, which is kind of weird, but it's just catchy for me. Not their first album was good, and then their last album, which came out in 2016, Headspace, was really good. But it was around the time, about a year ago or so, where their co-vocalist of Michael Bone got kicked out of the band, and I was curious what they're gonna sound like, as they're now a four-piece. Well, with their guitar player AJ's now doing all the harsh vocals, and this album is very interesting. Like they have like different kind of like stuff, experimenting with like different poppier stuff, but also retaining sort of like that, also a little like heavy guitars a little bit, but that sort of like Issues are known for. It still has that sound. Production wise, it's pretty solid. Like Issues has good production. The vocals from, well, Tyler Carter still has like that weird like soulful kind of like pop-y voice that he has. It's very like high up there. And then the harsh vocals from now J Rubel, their guitar players. Now he's taking over some of the screams, and their bass player Sky is doing some backing screams here and there. But yeah, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I think AJ's screams are a little bit more brutal than Michael's, but that's just my opinion. And his guitar playing is pretty good. The bass wise is pretty audible, but you could definitely hear Sky's bass a lot more on this album. And drumming wise, Josh Manuel, in my opinion, is one of the most solid drummers I've heard in the metalcore genre. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now the first track is called Here's to You, which begins with sort of like a very soft synth intro and gives you kind of like a bit of a tropical alternative pop vibe, but with like Tyler's soulful vocals leading into the way, and the guitars kicks in like just a minute later, and the line in there is like I might have fucked up today, but I'm too fucked up to care. And this carries this track into like a post-breakup song which is called Drink About It, which features a very groovy kind of like pop chorus with sort of like Issues signature heavy tone, and the track definitely reminds me of something from the self-titled album. Next song on the album is called Fine Forever, and the vocals on here are kind of like reminiscent of like another one of Popstar, which I'm not a fan of, but I like that he's talented, Bruno Mars, which makes this even very like an upbeat, heavy pop track. And this is pretty much catchy as fuck, and it's an instant bop with sort of like a gospel inspired choir gang vocals, which adds a lot of fun to the song. And then we go into the next song on here, which is called Tapping Out, which is definitely has one of the heavier intros and riffs, and like the OG fans of like Issues will dig this tune. It has like some of the singing in there, and has some good screams from AJ. Without You is undeniably a very pop song, although you could still hear the guitar riffs continuously right throughout. Next on the album is called Rain, and after hearing Rain for the first time, I had to press repeat on this because it's a fucking tune. It features like the most catchiest chorus on the entire album. Like, why the hell is it raining down and so much? I'm just trying to have a good time. And I love sort of like the metaphorical meaning of the song with rain, which kind of refers to like the negative bad vibes you're feeling, and distracting you for when you're really just trying to enjoy life. And pretty much what Issues kind of like excelled is like pouring out emotions that are relatable onto songs that end in a relationship. And Downfall is like that, which is the next song, which is the track is heavier on the guitars with the like chuggier riffs involved here, and this is a definitely pleaser for fans. Second best is a signature Issues belter that is literally just about the need, the cry for help, and then yeah, and then the next song, Get It Right, sort of like revisits the band's like R&B pop avenues once again. And then we get to the most interesting song on the album, which is called Flexen, which is famously goes down for the band's history as the most left-wing song that they've ever produced, and pretty much garner like the heavy guitars and comes with like electronic like pop beat, reminiscent of like Michael Jackson or something. And this will turn off many alternative music fans, but I gotta admit, it's a very much a weird song, but that's just me. Yeah, but then pretty much it gets back up swinging with the next song, No Problem Keeping It Alive, which is joined by a soulful backbeat that tours into a very catchy and very groovy chorus. Your Sake, which is like the album's like only soulful ballad about not giving in to change for anybody in a relationship. And then the album closes with the title track of the album, Beautiful Oblivion, which I feel like this is a perfect way to end this album, backed by the heavy guitars once more, and the lyrics sense that the band has discovered their like musical direction. And this song has like nails with emotion right in here. Now, overall, Issues is Beautiful Oblivion by Issues is a pretty good album, but it's a little bit different. Like they kind of like experimented compared to like previous albums and stuff, but it's a pretty solid album. I like it. So if I were to give this album a score, I'm gonna give this a solid 8 out of 10. So yep, that's my review of Beautiful Oblivion by Issues, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. See you all in the next video, and as always, keep it metal.